Hi everybody, Miss Nikki here. I thought I'd go through a couple of items with you, kind of what you should be doing during the week to prepare. So first of all, make sure you open up the syllabus and you print out this list of items, right? If it says graded, it's due. It's something you physically have to do, 4 points. If you don't do it, you get a 0, it affects your grade. So this week, we should be doing the Connect Chapter 1 assignment. So come back over here, Unit 1, Chapter 1. This is the Connect assignment. So you should be completing this assignment where you read the textbook and it asks you questions along the way. Then you should complete the lab body orientation. So come back over here. This was all Chapter 1 lecture material. You have to go back to Unit 1. Scroll down to the Unit 1 lab content, and here's the lab body orientation. So this is due on the 31st. So this will run through kind of multiple choice questions. You can look up some of the answers in your textbook. You can refer to the body atlas if you would like. And it has to do with a lot of the items that are listed here in Chapter 1, Part 1, and Part 2. So it's kind of like Chapter 1 has all the lab content, 2 and 3 is just lecture content. So I want you to come over here to Lab 1, organs, cavities, regions, prefixes. So if you open this up, these are all the terms that you have to be able to identify. So if I put up a picture and I said, what cavity is this? You have to be able to tell me it's the cranial cavity. And that I might point to a brain. What's the name of this organ? What cavity would you find it in? So you have to know the major major cavities, then you have to know the subcavities, and then you have to know the organs contained in those cavities. We also have some common prefixes, and we also have some regional terms that we have to know. So I know this seems like a lot. This is just part 1. That's why I said every day I would open up the lab document and I would kind of decide, okay, Monday I'm going to learn these items right here. And then Tuesday I'm going to learn all the rest of this stuff here. Then I'm going to learn this on Wednesday. So I'd kind of break it up into little chunks so that you don't have to do it all at one time. And then part 2 is that directional terminology. So knowing top, bottom, back, front, knowing these terms, and then being able to think about the body and how you would use those terms. So in terms of front to back, the trachea is what to the esophagus? Well, the trachea is always in front of would be anterior to the esophagus. I don't have the answer key for this posted because I don't want people just to memorize. I want you to try to answer the questions. If you get stuck, ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you. Or if you want to fill these in and send me the document, I'll run through it real quick and see what you have right and which have wrong and kind of help you. So lab orientation is here. These are the terms that you have to be able to find. Here's instructions on how to use the practice atlas if you want to use that to help you find some of these cavities and organs and regions, right? So then what else does the syllabus say? Where is it? Here? Yay. Okay, so that was Chapter 1 in Connect. That was the LS assignment, the lab body orientation, and then suggested. You should be doing the readings if you aren't doing them when you do the Connect homework. If you aren't reading first and then answering the questions, at some point you should be reading the chapter, watching the videos that I posted, working on lab content, and practice quiz. So come back here. This is all the lab content you're working on, the terms list, the organs, the cavities. You've done the lab body orientation. Come back to the unit folder, and I've got lab quiz unit 1 practice only. So I had one student say, I opened this quiz and I couldn't answer any of those questions. Where am I supposed to go to get that information? Do not try this quiz until you've completed all of the lab content in Unit 1. Once you've completed all the lab content, this is like your practice test. Am I ready for the exam that's coming up? So this is the lab practice quiz. I'm going to put a lecture practice quiz, and then eventually you'll see your actual exam. So this lab quiz is to practice the lab section of the exam. I'll have a lecture quiz to practice the lecture questions, and then you'll actually see your exam. So hopefully that clears a little bit up of what you need to do and kind of what order you need to do it in. If you have any questions, please email me. And when I put the lecture exam questions up in the next day or so, then I can walk through how to prepare for the lecture part of the test. But hopefully by now we know about the learning objectives, and hopefully we are answering the learning objectives in chapter 1 as we read, as we watch the video, as we do our homework. We're answering those learning objective questions. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.